Hey, my name's Chris. Welcome to my garage, and tonight we're gonna do some sewing. Come take a look. I've been missing the gym a lot, so I want to make a gym bag. My current idea is to do a duffel style bag like this one, and the way I will construct it is most of the bag will be a body piece like this, and the short ends of the body will be joined with a zipper, like this. Wonk. Okay. So we zip those together. Now we have the body of our bag, which I just crushed a bit. So I got a tube. And then the ends of the tube will be capped with little caps of fabric, like this. One thing I'm pretty excited about is before I attach the cap to the bag, I can take a little piece of fabric and make a pocket. The pocket will let me put my diddly bobs in there. So I take this cap pocket assembly and I will stick it to the pack or bag like this. Okay, you get the picture? Another thought I have is I want to make the top of the bag out of a breathable fabric so that it's my dirty laundry can breathe and dry out. And I'll try to make, I will make the bottom of the bag out of waterproof fabric in case I set it down in some dirty locker room or whatever with like water on the ground. And my last bit is because of the fact that these will be two materials, there'll be a seam here, and the seam is where I'm gonna hide some handles like that. And there you go, that's my bag. Let's go build it. So I cut out my fabric pieces, and now I'm taking my pattern and putting it on the fabric. And I feel like I'm not very good at this part, the cutting of the fabric, but I find it to be really important. And I'm still trying to figure out if I prefer to mark the fabric and cut it, or to just cut the fabric directly. Tonight I will just cut the fabric right on top of the pattern. Let's see how this goes. All the fabric's cut, and let me show you what I picked from what I had laying around. This will be the waterproof bottom of the pack. It is a heavy-duty X-Pack fabric, which has like some plastic laminated in. And I think because of its stiffness, that when we give it that taco form, it will give the body some shape. And then for the lining of the pack, I have this 1.1 ounce ripstop nylon, and I just like it because it's soft. And also I think the inside of the pack or bag having a light color will help me see things. This is a 1.7 ounce per square yard ripstop nylon, and the brand, it's called Robic Hyper D from ripstopbytheroll.com, and this will form these two panels will form the breathable top of the pack. And here are the two end caps with a ripstop nylon with a Dyneema gridstop fabric that is very popular, and I just picked this because I think it looks cool. And then this is a spandex mesh that will form the pockets. And I think that's it. Oh, in case you didn't know, one way to check if your fabric is breathable or not is to put it up against your mouth and try to breathe through it. So the waterproof fabrics like this X-Pack should have no air go through. And this thinner sil nylon. Wait. Okay, this just had air go through. So I guess this is not sil nylon, this is just ripstop nylon without a waterproof coating. Take something that's waterproof breathable and do that suck test. It will feel as if it's waterproof. which kind of shows you how little these things actually breathe. I've read that you should do as many steps as possible when your product is still flat. So the first thing I'm going to do before I start forming this into a bag will be to attach the pockets to the end caps. Where's my pocket? Pockets to end caps. And also I'm going to attach the straps to these top panels. So once I have those ready, then I'll form it into a bag. Let's go. This project's getting too big to show you my bench. So I've got all the parts ready. Here are the end caps with the pockets of the bag. These are the top panels with the handles. And here's the waterproof base of the bag and the blue lining. So next I'm gonna build the tube portion of the bag, and I wanna show you what the fabric layout looks like if you take a cross section right through the tube like this, like you're cutting a tube of cookie dough. The red line here is the breathable top of the bag, and then the black line on the bottom is the waterproof X-Pack base, and then this blue line is the lining, which will just be lining only the bottom half of the bag because, I don't know. So here's how we construct it. We take the waterproof base right side up, and then we take a top panel with a handle and lay it down with the handle or the right side, you know, facing the base like this on both sides. So those are two panels with handles like that. And then we take the lining and lay it on top like this. And then stitch down the long ends. All right, dude, it's starting to look like a bag. Okay, so here's the bag, and this is what the inside of the bag will look like. And here is the outside of the bag. After sewing it, the X-Pack is way stiffer than everything else. So what I'm gonna do now is make this fold so that the three fabric seams are trapped between the X-Pack and the nylon lining, and then top stitch along right here. Here's my top stitch from the outside, and there's the damage that I did with my screwed up sew. And here's my top stitch from the inside. Pretty proud of myself right now. Here's how I figured out how to do it. You get the fold in the right orientation, and I massage it a bit before I start sewing. And then, as long as it's in the right orientation, when you pull on all three pieces of fabric, the fold will just get nicer and nicer. So with my right hand, I pull on this guy, and my left hand I pull on the X-Pack. And one problem is this nylon is stretchier than the X-Pack, so it's hard to pull on both at the same time. So I take my left hand that's pulling the X-Pack and I twist it up so I get extra length on the nylon to pull on the nylon. Now I can put the zipper on. Let's do it. Let down. I just found a big mistake. This zipper is backward. See? The coil is facing outward on this side, and the coil is facing inward on this side, and the coil is supposed to face inward. So I have to take off the zipper and flip it and reattach it. Hey, can we just appreciate how unfortunate it is to film this bright blue color and this black color next to each other? Okay, sorry about that. Anywho, I replaced this zipper. Instead of trying to pick it out and replace it, I just cut off a whole patch here and put in a new patch with the flat felt seam. And I got a lot better at doing the zipper the second time around. This one's got a nice little tight gap here and much more consistent. But the best part is, oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, it zips. Okay, the time has come to attach the end caps to the tube here. And this is the first time where I really feel like I don't know what I'm doing. So if anyone knows how to do this correctly, please let me know. I'm gonna temporarily attach the disc or the end cap to the tube using binder clips, and apparently that's called basting and sewing, where you attach things together in order to sew a seam. And also my disc here is gonna have some extra fabric because of the way it's folding. So I have to distribute that fabric as evenly as I can around the basted seam, and that's called easing, where I ease the extra fabric in. I think I'm getting the terms right, I might not be. I'm just kind of making this up as I go along. I don't know if it's the correct way to do things. So now the next step is I'm gonna hold the bag like this, and I'm gonna hold it this way and sew it and spin it like that. I've been using the bag for a few days and I want to share my thoughts. Here's the final result. The handles work pretty well, and I also find that I can kind of sling it on my shoulder a little bit, but I think if the handles were a little bit longer, that would work better. I'm liking the webbing loops I have to help me do the zipper. I've got this stuffed with the quilt right now. I think that I didn't do the end caps right. It felt way harder than it's supposed to be. Maybe I should have had the bag vertical like this and then in the sewing machine here and spun it this way instead of trying to hold it in the sewing machine like this and spinning it this way. I also learned that it's a total pain to sew fabrics that are very different in stiffness. So this lightweight breathable stuff and the X-Pack. The X-Pack is way more stiff and wants to overpower the thin fabric when I'm trying to feed it. So in the future, I'd probably avoid that. And the pockets ended up not working at all. Let me show you. Here's the pocket that didn't work. So what I found is usually 90% of the time, well 99% of the time, the bag isn't perfectly full like this, and the end cap here squishes a bit. And because of the length of the elastic here, it flops outward like that. So the stuff just falls out. So anyway, I think this pocket would have worked better if the top of the pocket was up higher, so that the entrance or the opening had like a short length and was not able to flop out as much. And that was actually my original intention when I cut the pocket. It was about an inch or two higher, but I didn't factor in how I would be rolling the mesh around the elastic a couple times, and that took the pocket top from being about here down to about there. So anyway, the pockets kind of didn't work at all. And I find that things like socks and my wallet, my phone, instantly make their way to the bottom of the bag, so I wish that the pockets did work. But overall, I'm pretty excited with it. This is the first pack-like thing that I've made, and next up, I'll be making a railway pack. So I hope you liked the video. It wasn't meant to be a lesson on how to do the right thing. I just wanted to share me figuring things out as I went along. And thank you for watching, and thank you for subscribing. Stay tuned for more. Bye.